Well, I'd like to pay tribute to this friendly robot in the wall, which we call an ATM. And it's great to be here in London, where the world's first ATM was installed 50 years ago. And that was the birth of an industry which has grown to over 3 million ATMs, and which, more importantly, has become a fundamental part of everybody's life. And what we're doing here is paying tribute to the founders of the industry, but also we want to reinvent the ATM for the future. Well, contrary to those kind of myths that are prevailing in the media, we find that cash in circulation is growing at a rate which is much higher than the GDP rates all over the world. And a recent study that we did showed that it's growing at about 8% on average. In Europe, it would be 4.5% year on year. So cash is actually growing in strength, even though it's declining as a percentage of the total transactions. What's actually happening is that the whole payments pie is getting bigger and bigger. So cash continues to grow, but so do the other electronic payments. And what the ATM does is that it brings together the electronic world and the world of cash. It brings together high tech and the high street. And that is where people interact, in their daily lives, near to where they work and shop and live. Indeed. And the other term that was used in this conference was omni-channel, which is defined as the channels which are both digital and physical. And that's what happens with the ATM. Because, for example, you can convert even a digital currency like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin ATMs can be converted into cash. And digital wallet transactions, Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, they all can be at NFC-enabled ATMs, can be converted into cash withdrawals. So there is this relationship. It's almost like a financial gravity, the law of gravity, where the digital ends up becoming physical in the end. But I think we're here to celebrate 50 years and to look forward to the next 50 years. And it's important that the ATM continues to innovate because it really is such a competitive market that it's innovate or die. And we want the ATM to continue to be relevant to the consumers of tomorrow. So you'll have seen it during this conference that there are many technologies in the exhibit hall which are getting ready for the future, such as cardless ATM transactions, where you don't need a card, you take your smartphone, you can pre-stage a cash withdrawal on your smartphone and go up to an NFC-enabled ATM, and your transaction, your cash withdrawal, will be under 10 seconds. So the speed is also very important for today's consumers. So we're looking at how the ATM can improve the customer interface in terms of speed, but also ease of use. And we feel the new norm will become using your smartphone to transact at the ATM. The event has been very special. We had some of the top CEOs in our industry, some icons of the business world, such as the CEO of NCR and the CEO of Diebold Nixdorf, the two global giants in manufacturing in our industry, came here to celebrate with us, as well as the CEO of the largest deployer in the world, which has over 200,000 ATMs, Cardtronics. So all the top CEOs were here to celebrate with us. And we feel that this was a milestone. We gave out various innovation awards, but it wasn't just about celebrating this, as I say, friendly robot in the wall. It's about looking forward and making sure that we're future ready, that we're ready for the consumers of tomorrow, because it is a customer-centric kind of world that we live in. We're still seeing that cash is strong. Obviously, electronic payments are growing strongly, but it's a peaceful coexistence between, so that customers have freedom of choice. That's a very important point about privacy and freedom of choice. So the two go together so well. The digital and the physical, we've already discussed this. And the omni-channel means you combine physical and electronic, so that the consumers make the choice. Not the industry and not the regulators, but the citizens of the world can choose how they want to pay and what methods they want to use. I'd also like to say that ATMIA has been around for 20 years now, and it's great that we're celebrating 50 years of ATMs, but also 20 years of an industry body which connects the whole worldwide industry, which is responsible for over 3 million ATMs. And it's become part of life for millions of people around the world.